Hello, and welcome to this week's program of the Rotary E-Club of Silicon Valley. My name is Farheen, and I'm so happy that you've joined us here today. Each week, we connect with and hear from speakers who usually have a message focused on our love for innovation, entrepreneurship, and education. Today, we have a special program by Jasmeen Thanh about her nonprofit, Moonlight Humanity. Jasmeen was born in a Cham village in Vietnam-Champa. She is part of a minority indigenous ethnic group of Vietnam. She came to America in 1993 to pursue higher education and is a graduate of San Jose State University. She is passionate about helping underserved children and women around the world. In 2010, she founded Moonlight Humanity with the intention of addressing the basic humanitarian needs of displaced indigenous people by providing access to clean water and education. With that said, Jasmeen, please take it away.
Welcome. Thank you so much for the wonderful introduction, Farheen. It's my pleasure to be here. I'm also a member of Rotary and have been Farheen after introduced me. So I'm gonna start talking about Moonlight Humanity now, since you already did a wonderful introduction about myself, so I don't think I need to say anymore. So Moonlight Humanity, we are focusing on helping minority, indigenous women and orphans underprivileged around the world, addressing clean water and education, because most of these people, they live in a very remote area. They do not have access to schools or clean water. And that's what Moonlight Humanities means. We are like the moon, and we're shining to the most darkest area in the world, and we will shine like the brightest. That's where we will be shine. You know, we shine to that area, and from there we're gonna move around our part of the world. And our vision is to shine every part of the world, everywhere, starting out from Southeast Asia and all the way to America. And I will go with you from slide to slide. We are education, clean water, and women empowerment. And I link with my website right here, moonlighthumanity.org. You can check it out after my presentation. That goes to the next slide. Okay, so here I am. This is the orphans in my village. They are without the parents. They normally live with their grandparents or uncle. So we help them with providing school supplies, paying for all their school tuition, because in Vietnam, the school is not free. We pay for their school and their clothing and monthly supply, which is 10 kilograms of rice every month. And we support around 100 children in Vietnam. And this one is the underprivileged children in Cambodia. They live on the boats. As you see on your right side, this is their home, and that's their kitchen. That's how they cook. These kids, they don't really know how to read and write, so we studied them from basic English writing and reading and their local language. This is our team member. Her name's Sama. She's gonna be joining later. You know, our mission is to make sure we go to the most remote areas. So regardless what the road look like, as you see, you know, we go on the slippery road, and then this is their village. Next slide. This is myself. I brought the doctor with me. We go to different villages. We teach them about hygiene, education about how to brush their teeth. And then, you know, on my way, I saw this little girl with her two siblings walking with barefoot, and I was talking to her, get her some candies, and she wasn't smile. And I said, why you not happy? You're not smile. And then it turned out that she had a very decayed tooth, and that's why she cannot smile. Next slide. So our teachers, our mission is to teach English and their local language, one village at a time. We have like 15 villages in Cambodia that we are teaching. This is the teacher's home. She's turning her home into a school, a classroom. She donated her living room space, teaching basic English language. Next slide. We also teach our children about planting their own tree. So this is moringa tree, planting from the seed. And then within a year, it grows into a tree like this. It's good for environment and nutrition. Next slide. This is Rohingya children. We, when the crisis happened, 2017 to 2019, I have a friend, she got married in Bangladesh, so she stayed and helped us to manage this project. Basically, she's volunteer and we hire about 3 teachers and we have 300 students. They pretty much 8 hours, we give them breakfast and teaching them basic English level so that they can have a skills to get a job. And within 3 years, they're able to get a job. 2 years, yeah. They're able to read and write English. So we make a huge impact there. And this is not Rohingya children again. So we make sure all the kids have toys so that it can use them because they went through so much. This is a Khmer student from Malaysia, refugees. Khmer, she had like 60 to 100 students. They learning English very well, pretty much advanced because Khmer is a great teacher. And on your right side, this bit, they are, we have been refugee in Thailand also. We're just starting the project in Thailand this year. And this is the children in Palestine. My friend, she's from Silicon Valley. She went back to Palestine like a few years back to help people in her hometown. And she pretty much hands-on and communicate with me almost every day what's going on, crisis. So we, you know, all the money that people donate go pretty much directly impact to the people. And these children are like autism, and we give them some laptop that are specialized in for blind children as well. So this dirty water, I took it myself because I went and looked to build water and I found that these people are drinking this dirty water. And I say, you know, why do you drink this when it's so dirty? They say they have no choice because that's the only water they can get. So like my heart, you know, and there's so much more dirty than this one. And so we built for them this cut well, water well. It's about 500. And there's another project I'm gonna be building. It costs about 4,000 or 5,000. It's a filter water. So this is in Burma. We build this cut water in Burma. It costs about $500, $600 per well. This is women empowerment. We empower widow women in Palestine to make their own food and sell it at the market. And this is our friend Janine, she's from America, the one with the glasses. She's staying in Palestine to help people. You can go to my website and read more about her. So next slide. So this girl, she's Aisha. She's taking picture with this Miss Global Norway. She's very famous now. When she started, she didn't have anything to start. She pretty much like almost homeless. And we gave her only $500 and coach her throughout the year how to run her own business. She's very well known. She got ambassador and everyone visited her. If you look her up, like Cambodia Rice, she's the only one that popped up. So we, you know, when we help, we really help with the heart and we make sure they are so successful. And this is the one on the right. She's the leader. She does dressmaking and she will teach other people how to make dress. We also gonna be trying to sell the clothes from the people in village in America and worldwide so that they have some kind of income. This is me in back in 2017. We had a women empowerment night, entrepreneur. We have many Muslim designer clothing. We have Muslim, non-Muslim people from different faith come to our event, and we happen had to have the Young Museum committee came to our event, and they invited all our designer, and some of our designer got featured at Huffington Post around the world, like Paris, the Young Museum. They exhibited their clothing line everywhere, and at New York Fashion Week as well. So yeah, it's been very successful, and we are planning to do it again. And this is the Dirty Lake Pond, and we are planning to build it with this filter sand, would cost $4,000 to $7,000, and there's 14 villages that we need to do, and we want to finish it within this year or next year. And then next, can we go to the next slide? So this is our women night, and we have women from all different backgrounds, and we come together, have fun, and helping each other. And a lot of them now becomes like a model about New York fashion show, and they're clothing like that, very well known. And so this year, this upcoming July, Afra and I, we are working on women empowerment again. And the special part is we're gonna donate some of the money to local domestic violence women that are suffering, especially during COVID-19. That is gonna be our project. So if you guys have questions, let me know. I think I'm pretty much done. I hope I don't go over 12 minutes.
Jasmeen, thank you very much for your wonderful presentation. Really appreciate it. So before we go into our question and answer, I am going to introduce the members on the call. So we have a few guests to our club, which is really exciting. So if you hear your name, please go ahead and wave at the camera. So we have Sanzarina in Cambodia. We have Kamar in Malaysia. Tintin in Maryland, who's also a member of the Rotary E-Club 7610. Chanel in Georgia, who hopefully will become a Rotary E-Club of Silicon Valley member very, very soon. We have our club members based here in the Bay Area of California. We have Afra, Cal, and Sandy. And then finally, we have our club member based in Texas, Rory. Hopefully I didn't miss anyone. So thank you all very, very much for coming to this presentation. Again, Jasmeen, thank you very much for the presentation. And I wanted to open it up. Does anyone have any questions? If not, I will go first. Cal, go ahead.
Interesting presentation. I looked at your website, and I would love to hear the story of how it is that you came to the United States and were able to get your college education.
Jasmeen? Oh, there you are. You're muted.
I'm sorry, because like I'm afraid my battery gonna run out, so I was trying to look for the outlet to plug. That's why it's taking me a little bit while. So your question is, I'm sorry, what's your question again?
So the question was, how did you come to the United States, and at what age, and how did you begin your education here?
Okay, so my father came here in 1979 as a refugee by boat. He was on here by boat for 20 days, and he almost died. He was on a television too. And then 13 years later, he went back and got my mom and I. So we came here by the airplane. When I came here when I was 13 years old, I did not know any English. I had to start out from ABC. So it's just like at 13 years old, and you have to learn from preschool and kindergarten level, which is very tough for me. Yeah, and then, you know, I struggled my way all the way to university. It's not easy for me. For other people, it's easy. For me, it's not, because I speak 3 languages, Cham, Vietnamese, and English. So there's like, you know, and then I have to learn Arabic too. So many to learn. Yeah, I got my degree in fine art. As a teacher in fine art, I have a child development and business management, because the Moonlight Humanity is kind of focused me to learn more so I can be rounded to empower other women and children around the world. Thank you.
Very nice. Thank you very much. Anyone else have a question? If not, I will ask you. So how, I'm very curious about what exactly is your favorite project? So, you've done so many projects. What's been your most favorite one?
My most favorite one is educate children how to read and write, because like children in Rohingya and Cambodia, the boat kids, and these orphans, like they are underprivileged. They are not really orphan, but they do not know how to read and write. If you're not knowing how to read and write in life, how you gonna, you're almost like a disabled, like worse than being disabled. So these people, they are smart. They just need a pencil and a notebook for them to read and write, and that's it. And that's what my focus are. We already impact more than 1,000 children around the world, and I continue to do more. Secondly, is clean water, because drinking dirty water, can you imagine, like drinking dirty water every day? So those are the two projects.
Great, thank you. Chanel, would you like to ask your question?
Yes, excellent presentation, amazing work. I live here in Atlanta, Georgia, but for a college project in 2011, I was able to work in Clarkston, Georgia, and we have a large refugee population coming from religious asylum. I got a chance to work on a farm with them, and the university pretty much funds their projects. So I guess my question to you is, how do you find funding for your company and your projects? Thank you.
Yes, thank you. As a minority woman in America, and minority, like there's only 10,000 of the Cham people in the US, and there's only about 100 family in Silicon Valley. So these people, they also need help too. How do I get fun within my community and the community at large? It's not that easy. So it takes a lot of perseverance, patience, faith, and trust in God. If you have faith and trust and working hard and believe in yourself, and one by one keep on talking to people here and there, eventually they see your hard work, they're gonna come and help you. I have a lot of support from my Muslim community. In the beginning, it's hard for them to believe me, and later on, when they see I'm very persistent, they're starting to help me. Yeah.
Thank you. And let's go over to Kamar and then Cal after that. Kamar, would you like to unmute yourself and ask your question?
Jasmeen, I saw your water project. I'm helping one of the donation with one of my teacher in Burma. Mm-hmm. There's a village which has only salty water. So that village has to wait to get the drinking water only in the rainy season. So we've been trying to help that village. And about 1.5 miles far, there only we can get sweet water. So we've been trying to connect that water to the village. But my question is, whether this water will be drinkable or not. How do you manage to do it?
Can you hold on a second, because my percentage is only 1 more percent.
Okay.
Please answer the question, Jasmeen.
So the answer to that, in my village, I came from a village that just the same thing like Kamal said, all salty water, but but there is some location that have clean, pure drinking water. You have to look location. Building water well, it's just like real estate. It's called location. It's not everywhere you dig will have clean water well for you. And it takes some hard work and dedication. You have to keep on trying until you find the best location. Then it will be like a sprinkling water. I came from a village, and there's like 5,000. We are pretty much big village. And there's only one water well, which is the same water well that I just show you guys, which is that, traditional water. And it provided the whole village with drinking water, and it never stopped. it's a miracle. And I asked my grandpa, my grandpa is an orphan himself, and all his friends were orphan because they were drinking dirty water. And when he became a teenager, and they all start looking for different location, and he said, they have to keep on digging until they found the location to find the pure drinking water. That's one way. A second way, there's a system right now, which is pretty expensive, like 4,000 to 10,000, depending on the manpower. They are volunteer or we have to pay extra. It costs somewhere $7,000 to $10,000 to filter that water from the lake out, so that you can do that. So you don't have to continue looking. The best way is look for the location is next to the lake, because that area would give you not salty water. So I can guide the people. In fact, we already built water in Burma with Jasmeen Thanh. Jasmeen Thanh from Silicon Valley, which is Kama's cousin. She's our director manager for Burma project. So pretty much I have worked with Jasmeen Thanh. Kama, I just worked with Kama like 2 years ago to help refugee in Malaysia. But with Jasmeen Thanh, we have built water well already in Burma. Yeah.
Actually, we get the clean water already, but my question is, since you are building a lot of well, to purify or just put the filter, it's drinkable. This is the question. We get the sweet water already. We have the water, but the only thing is how to set up the filter or something. Anybody have any idea? Or
well, it costs, like I said, there's a filter water. It costs about $7,000, which the people in Cambodia right now is requesting me, instead of us building $500, they asking us to build $7,000, which is a big project. So because it's for their survival and they are drinking dirty water, and we have to help them. So now I am gonna be putting it all together and see if I can get donors that are willing to donate. And this gonna be helping the whole entire village, not just one family. So that's why we're aiming to help these people. It's not every country the same, not every village is the same, not all water are the same. We just have to go according what the needs of the village are. And with our knowledge and expertise in our team, we work together, and it takes time for us to resolve the problems. And there's solution because there's water, and there is solution for that.
thank you. Thanks for the information.
Yeah, I have a question, but before I ask the question, I just read the other day that there's some interesting research on using rice hulls. That is the part of the rice that you pull off in order to get to the rice, that those hulls can be used for filtering water. So you might want to look into that if you have rice growing in that area. But my question was, you mentioned that you are teaching English, and I know that a lot of places are teaching English, but I want to know, what is the value of students learning English in the communities where you're teaching it? What does that do for them?
Nowadays, like in Cambodia and Vietnam, there's many tourists come to their country. So by having them knowing some basic English can help them a lot with the job. They can get a job versus them knowing nothing about their English. So to us, it's like knowing English is like a job skills. They can go to the city and get a really good paying job. So that's the values of it. And nowadays, pretty much every university is required English. Yeah, and then there's underprivileged children. They don't have the money to pay because it's pretty expensive. It's like $10, $50 a month to get English education. So we're giving them free, which is really good.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And for our final question, Chanel, why don't you go ahead and ask your question?
Yeah, so to piggyback on what Cal just said, so there is a matter of books and supplies. How do you obtain your books and your supplies to help educate the villages?
The books and supplies. So I communicate with the teachers, and we have groups. We have like groups of teachers that we got together, we share our knowledge, and not all our teachers have the same level, because as you see, we're working in the indigenous and the privileged children, and whoever we find that know English, we help them to be our teacher. So they have different kind of level of teaching level, and then we provide books according to what their needs are. And most of the book we buy it from the city. We don't really we haven't sent a book from America yet, because within the local area, the book are pretty cheap. You can find like $1 or $2 a book, or even 50 cents. So yeah, we are very sufficient. As you see, we are like zero, pretty much zero. There's nobody pay salary in the US, which I'm aiming in the future we should get salary. There's really no admin fee. So we are very good, like as budget, like sufficiency, where we don't have to pay so much for things that are not necessary.
Great, wonderful. So seeing as we're pretty much right out of time. So Rotarian members and guests, please go ahead and fill out the attendance section at the bottom of this page. Leave us a comment. Again, this is one of the greatest things about having this recording, is that after we finish the recording, we still get to talk. So if you're interested in joining one of our live recordings, please shoot us an email, because we would love to have you. With that said, again, Jasmeen, thank you so much for this wonderful presentation, and I will turn it back to you for your final words.
Thank you.
What would you like us to know and to leave with? Go ahead and you can let us know.
Yes, so I don't know how you feel after my presentation, and I don't know if you want to be part of Moonlight Humanity, you want to help us out. As you know, I struggled for the last 10 years. Finally, I'm part of a Rotarian now, like which I should have found out 10 years ago. And that's called underprivileged in America, like not knowing what's around me. I don't really get much, awareness or support around me. So if you guys know, and if you want to empower Moonlight Humanity, empower myself, help the indigenous people, underprivileged around the world, I'm expert on that, and we can work together and collaborate. Yeah, and what you can do is you can spread the word. You can help donate. We need. I'm looking maybe 10,000-20,000 from this group. We can use that to build water wells. I'm pretty sure you guys are amazing. You work with amazing nonprofit that's better than my nonprofit. So, so hopefully you can help out.
Great, thank you very much, and we will see everyone else next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.